IG. I am now live. Let me just invite Vanessa. I hope you're all well. So Vanessa's joined. Here we go. So yes. Here we are.
Yes. Let me share the video.
Yeah. Yes.
And
share away.
Up, 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 up. Oh là, quite a lot. Tiens. Bam.
So as Vanessa's sharing, I'll just, so this is it's our third one now, isn't it? We've our little Awaken Your Flow show. It feels like a little bit of a show now. It's been going on for a few weeks and I really look forward to them. I look forward to jumping on here with Vanessa and seeing what's going to flow through today.
Send successfully. Yay.
Cool. So you're sharing that on your...
Yeah, on my Instagram.
Fabulous. Fabulous. How are you, gorgeous?
I'm okay. Yeah, recovering. I was texting you also that. And I'm just gonna be easier. And recovering. Oh, that's a shame. Let me see if I can do that again. It's a weird thing to be on live and do something on the phone in the same time.
Yes, it does feel it. I know, trying to do the multitasking. I can't multitask. It's a myth anyway that we can multitask. Yeah. So
I will share it afterwards. That's the main thing.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we could share it after. Is it not sharing to your page now?
Well, I've shared, but apparently someone tells me that they can't see the link. So okay. I don't know why. He doesn't want to share a different way.
Well, every week there's something with Instagram, isn't there?
I don't know. At least this time we see both each other. We can
I'm not just half ahead. I couldn't see myself last week, so that was the reason for that. But we're here now. Yeah. We're together. Yay! Yeah. And whether it's live or not, we can share it later on our other pages. So yeah, you're recovering. Yeah. That's interesting. From illness?
No, from more discovering some blocks that have been on my way for a long time, and I had really a breakthrough. So my body needs to have some time to digest because it was quite intense, and to have this realization of a deep feeling that was really blocking everything. So it's
interesting, Vanessa.
And this is the first part that really we need to get together. It's the understanding. Yeah. Sometimes we understand on the kind of logical level and mental level, but when you get the understanding on every level, and have this breakthrough, this aha moment, whatever you call it, and that you finally understand, oh, that's the big, I won't say problem, but the big obstacle, or that created a lot of little things around, like a neuron, just creating another connection that, why is that so sticky? I was hiding between all this kind of, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, I'm not blah, 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 blah. And to have finally the heart of it, it's this beginning of a new path to understand all these patterns that I've creating myself, and obviously to understand that behind this limiting belief that really kind of rooted in my behaviors, that's, oh, it's been intoxicating me, but it's not me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not true.
Yeah.
It's just something I've absorbed, and from a life path or past lives or things I have to work on this lifetime. It's my time and my kind of job to heal it. It's an opportunity to heal it, but now it's clearer to go how to heal it.
Well, like you said, the awareness and the understanding, the awareness of that is the first key. It's as soon as we become aware of these patterns, these blocks, these habits, whatever they are that they come to, that we've been carrying around for, like you said, it could be just this lifetime that we've been building. And we create our life sort of surrounding these, withholding these on our back, and like they're our best mates. Well, then I kind of, and then you suddenly realize, hold on a second, you aren't my mate. You aren't trying to help me with anything. But it was keeping you safe for so long. It was needed at some point. It was a form of protection. You needed it, but now you don't. And that's interesting that you've gone through this releasing. We had a very powerful full moon last week.
Yeah,
very powerful, and all sorts of other planetary transitions and going around as well. But there was also, I mean, I was really sick for a few days, and my body's way of releasing sometimes, and that, again, there was that awareness, and what came up during that illness, so many things. But before I get there, actually, I wanted to share, because what you've just said, the card that I pulled this morning. So, and I thought, oh my goodness, I have to share this today. It is so beautiful. So this is from Rebecca Campbell's Healing Water Oracle deck with the artwork by Katie-Louise. The artwork is absolutely divine in this deck. I love Rebecca Campbell and Katie-Louise's collaborations, but this deck was just like my current favorite. Not that I have favorites. So this one is the Healing Lagoon. So you can see the beautiful image there, Healing Lagoon. There's gorgeous waters, rejuvenate, recovery, time to heal. It's safe to stop. So I'm going to read. I want to read the blurb, because I think the guidebook says it beautifully. Rebecca Campbell says it beautifully. So the healing waters are here to hold you, to heal you, to revive you. It's not safe for you. Sorry, I'm going to put my glasses on. Sorry, I'll start again. The healing waters are here to hold you, to heal you, to revive you. It's not only safe for you to slow down, sometimes it's necessary to take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being, to replenish yourself with whatever it is that you're yearning for most, to slow down and rest. The Healing Lagoon is a place of nourishment, recovery, and rest. The waters are urging you to slow down to a sustainable pace, and wherever possible, to give these things to yourself preemptively, not only when you burn out. This is a card of self-care, pleasure, and tender nourishment. How can you ease into resting, replenishing, regenerating, receiving? The healing waters of the Healing Lagoon are waiting to receive you, to replenish you, to hold you, to regenerate you. They are waiting to attune you back to your most natural and alive state. So book that vacation or holiday, or that morning off. Reduce your hours, your working hours, so that when you show up, you can show up fully. The patriarchal expression of grow, 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 push, push, push isn't sustainable. Your body is your most precious asset, so take care of it and regularly make time to regenerate and rest. So that was, powerful card. And I know it's resonated deeply with me this week, and obviously with Vanessa as well, and possibly with you if you're listening. Let us know that this card resonates with you. and what it feels like to you. How has this felt for you? Because I think the words, when she talks about, you know, this thing about the patriarchal expectation to grow, push.
Yeah.
It's that one is a really powerful one. It's almost like we've created this. Like, you know, I was ill last week. I had to go back to bed. My body was like, I was asking my body, what do you need right now? Go back to bed. My brain, my mental mind, my chatter, my mental body. No, can't. You've got things to do. You've got shit to do. No. Body is going, no, you need to rest. So I get myself on night, okay? Get myself up there, go rest. And then it was just this resistance within me was very intense. And that was one of my big patterns. One of my big patterns that hold me back is this resistance around accepting and giving myself permission just to be sick.
Yeah.
It's this kind of, I have to push through this. No, I don't. The guilt, then these other things, emotions like guilt and shame come up. And then, the people pleasing elements like patterns pop up. I've got to be at my daughter's football match. I'm one of the coaches. No, I don't. Why? There are two other coaches there. Your husband can take your daughter. You've been coaching her since she was 7. She's now 12. You've been at 95% matches. You keep your butt in bed, right? But it was quite intense. And we have this kind of myth, right? There's a myth of normal that's going on. You know, Dr. Gabor Mate talks about them. You know, he's written a book called The Myth of Normal. But we've normalized so much into our society.
Yeah.
And
normalized to that you have to go up. And once you're up, you have to stay up. So it's a lot of fighting. It's not even building to something better. It's a constant fight, and it's really, or you're pushing or you're pulling, but you're always active on something. There is no rest into it. You can't allow yourself to rest if you are climbing a mountain, until you understand you are the mountain, and that everything is in a cycle. It's never linear. And more you're going to push, more you're going to create a gap with your body, because it is not possible to just push all the time. And the problem is also that we have so many celebrities saying you have to work hard to be successful. No, that's bullshit. That it's not true. And you can see how they don't say how much pain they have or how much need they take. I know coaches who are working with celebrities. These celebrities are not saying how many coaches they have around them to push them or to explore their talents. But they do. They're not doing that alone. I'm not doing that on my own. I've discovered this really rooted limiting belief by asking for help. Because I can't do everything on my own. We're not made also for that. We need to have guidance from others, from experiences and from skills, to explore more of who we are. It doesn't make us less because we ask for help.
Exactly. In fact, when we receive, we are able to receive more. And when we give, when we're allowing that beautiful, that support, help, I need help today, sending a message to one of my mum friends saying, do you mind picking up, my son from school after school today? Because actually admitting to myself that I feel like crap, I ain't going to be able to, it's going to be hard work getting up that hill. And so of course, and then saying to my husband, look, you're going to have to do a lot this weekend. Like, there's the football training, football match, there's a party. Yeah, that's okay. But part of me, I noticed and I was aware of, was almost holding on to, there's that little martyrism that comes up, right? Well, we all do it, come on, don't we? but you can't do it without me, you know.
Yeah.
That's like, but no, they can, and it's okay. I don't need to be needed in that way.
Yeah.
We don't need to be needed and loved in that way. We can ask for help, receive that help with so much gratitude and love.
Yeah.
And just like, yes, thank you. And thanking, saying, celebrating that I've asked for help. Hooray. Yeah. That's a big step for us, right? For so many of us.
Yeah.
It is a big step.
Yeah.
But
it's just something we are not used to. I mean, I've always grew up with the feeling I have to do everything by myself, and I have to protect others. And if I don't do that, I lose my status. And I'm going to be alone. I'm going to die because I'm alone. So it's all these things. It's kind of a short story, but if you squeeze them in 1 minute or less, it's the thing of safety.
Yeah.
We come back always on this ego thing of the ego keep you safe, and if you go out of the safety, you're gonna die. Well, no, you're not. You're just creating another cocoon and another safety and another kind of balance. But it's deep in with us, and the thing is, it's manifesting in our actions and in different ways. So it's really important to just step back and not get caught. I mean, we all get caught into whatever we've been working on or what we've been absorbed by. But the first step is really this understanding of it's not your fault. You've absorbed something and you make it yours, but you can shift it. And you can shift it by also asking for help. And it's whatever we are, you have been created. If it's in this phase of you're running after everything else, and then you've climbed the mountain, you're at the top of the mountain, and you don't know how to stay up there. You won't. That's definite until you see the mountain as, no, I don't need to be at the top of the mountain. I'm literally the mountain, and I have cycles. There is cycles of a lot of energy, and there is cycles of rest.
Yeah.
It's otherwise our body won't be made to be awake for some time and asleep for some time.
And we
that's the
need
benefit.
that deep rest.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And even into the sleep, we have the cycles of light sleep and deep sleep. So it's because it's useful for us to recover properly, to activate the right hormones, to just really recover on what we are working on. And even the mental is working on what you need to digest or what your focus is, and make sense of it in some way. So there is everything showing us that we need cycles, and we need to respect these cycles. We can't just go up like a star and then poof, we burn out. It's not a cycle that should be respected, but it's glorified. It's the problem is that
we normalized it. So normalized.
It's a badge of honor. When no.
It was like that in the corporate world. You know, I worked in digital advertising for 20 years, and it was almost like who was working the longest hours. It was that in the competition. I mean, like, so, well, actually, I only worked 9 to 5 today, and I'm quite proud of that. You know, that was never said. That was never what was the honoured or the what was, well, you know, it was who was working the longest, who was doing the most projects, who was doing. I mean, it's come on, you know. Now I do laugh at myself, going, "Oh, I had a great, easy day today. It was brilliant." Yeah, it's not busy. I am very conscious and aware of how often I use the word busy, particularly in front of my children, because I don't want that word, that busy, to be that, you know, we are we run all night like on a hamster wheel otherwise. We're constantly kind of chasing our tail otherwise, and that's not busy. We are experiencing, I like to use the word experiencing, we are experiencing, you know, some busyness, but, you know, we can manage it. And, you know, going back to, you know, I was saying what you were saying about safety, that feeling of safety within us, I think is so important. I noticed that coming up for me as when I was ill in those few days, when I was in bed. And actually when the mental body was just in constant overdrive. And
Yeah.
I actually had to say the words, I am safe. Yeah. I am safe.
I use it a lot.
Yeah. I said it out loud. I said it several times. And it was giving myself not just my mental body, which was going in, you know, overdrive, but my emotional body and also my glands, my organs, you know, my cells in my body. They needed to feel that. They needed to feel that safety. And it was only after I uttered those words that I was able to actually go to sleep.
Yeah.
I was feeling, you know, it doesn't matter how sick I was feeling, but the resistance was so powerful. So yeah, I wonder, you know, I've got people watching. Hello. Oh, I think Mary's joined as well. Hey, Mary. If you've got any questions for us, yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Pop them in the chat. And not that I know how to read the chat, but well, I just want to say that.
Should pop up.
Should just pop up. Okay, good. So yeah, that kind of giving ourselves that security, that safety, because without safety, without our bodies feeling safe, without feeling safe in ourselves, we will sit in survival. That's what we survive. We have to release those lower chakras. You know, that's where safety fits. If you look at it from a psychological perspective, it's the Maslow hierarchy of needs, which is taken from the old Brahman chakra system. And we look at that, the lower chakras, the roots is the first, is your survival, your safety. So then actually we call them the lower triangles, you know, the sacral and the solar plexus chakra as well, which is where we hold all our emotions, right? Those I don't want to say negative because, you know, emotions just are. They're not positive, they're not negative, they are, but they're maybe slightly lower in density, lower in frequency. Yeah. They are the ones that kind of keep us in this loop, in this cycle. So, you know, we need to be able to shift the emotions, that energy in motion. It needs to move through us. So, yeah, I wonder if there's anything else around this that we wanted to cover.
Well, I know it's difficult when you're in this wheel of, or when you're experiencing this, I don't know, I'm running every time for everything, and I'm doing a lot for everyone and not enough for me, and I can't take time for me and things like this. It is difficult to experience that, but is there here a choice of yours to make to, okay, I'm feeling like this and I don't want to feel like this, and know that you shouldn't feel like this. It is not normal in your life to feel overwhelmed all the time, to feel this gap between your mind telling you something and your body telling you another thing. It is not normal to feel that it's just like you're not really important in your life in some way, that you can't take time for you, even if it's just to have a lunch on your own or something you really like, that everything goes first and then you at the end, if you have time. That's not normal either. Okay, know that there is different possibilities for you to feel reconnecting to yourself, and if you don't know what it means being yourself, well, that's the first step to recognize. I'm not sure I'm myself. Okay, if you start thinking of feeling that you're faking in some ways, with some people, that you're adapting your behavior, or you're walking on shells with some people or around some people, that's a signal. That's a red signal. I'm telling, oh, that's weird. Why can't I express myself with this person? Even if it's your family.
And
that is really important.
That can be very common.
Yeah. And it's in this kind of, if you feel that the darkness kind of is really around you, and sometimes we feel it inside of us, you're not a dark person, or you're not a bad person. But if shame and guilt is coming out, it's because you know at some level that it is not you and it is not yours, that there is a need to shift something. Shame comes along always because it is not safe. So we need the shame to keep us there. But it's just a signal again. It's an emotion to just tell you, well, you want to change. You want to reconnect with yourself. And it's scary. So know that we are here to answer to your questions, to see if there is any specific thing that's holding you back, and that you're not alone. You're never alone, and you're definitely safe with with obviously us, because it's something that we've been co-creating. It's this safety space of being able to express ourselves, whatever is coming out. And that's why we have creating this retreat, to have a whole day where we can focus on yourself and see where the disconnection has been, and where we can come back to something closer to you. And that is really this first step of understanding. I have the habit of feeling overwhelmed, the habit of feeling busy all the time, feeling tired, feeling starting to feel frustrating even more, or getting angry more often. That's signals to tell you, your body, say, no, it's enough.
Exactly. And you're only experiencing it.
Yes.
It is an experience, and it will move on. And it's that, and I know there are people who sometimes say, but I don't feel certain things. And that is also a trigger, or a little, not a trigger, but a signal for you to then really start to connect with yourself. Take time out to begin to feel, because so much of our little t trauma, I'm going to call it, little t trauma with a lowercase t, that's just how it stays in our body, right? We store it all in the body, and we repress and resist so much that we stop feeling things. So if this is something that I don't feel shame, I don't feel guilt, I don't feel these emotions, that's okay. There's nothing wrong. Again, there's absolutely nothing wrong. It's just the way that you have, or your ego has created a protection mechanism to protect you, to keep you safe in that way, which was required for a certain time, maybe throughout childhood, throughout your teenage years. But if you're aware of it, and again, that awareness is there, that you're not feeling it, but why? Then you start digging and asking more questions, then you can get to the answer and start seeing what do I feel? And then naming it, start naming things, start talking about it to yourself. You know, doesn't have to be with anyone if that doesn't feel safe to do so. Baby steps are incredibly important at this stage. So just noticing it, and then noticing maybe what the feeling is, and then if you're resisting it, why are you resisting? You know, if things are if you're being triggered constantly, if you're constantly reacting, that is a signal, like you were saying, and it is something, a little bit of something from the past that's stored in your body, wanting you to get, you know, to feel it. And the thing is, in this, as we're healing, it's an ongoing process, right? This is not just that we've healed, hooray, that's the end of it. Right, next life. Well, there might be at some point, but you know, it's a constant process in this journey of life, and that healing process. And what happens is, as we learn to regulate and self-soothe with mechanisms that are healthier and that serve us better than maybe the mechanisms that we had, then we are able to then recognize or slow, using the breath. I think we talked about this in the last one. You use the breath to kind of slow it down. If you notice your anger coming through, right, why? And then that breath can really help you to kind of take a pause, to create space between you and the actual situation, so that you then become the awareness rather than, the exploding person. So creating that space between you and the situation. We walk around life like, with life suction cups on our face, right? We want to kind of be like, right, okay, it's not on our face. The analogy I like to use is the football pitch, because I am a football fan, and we are a family of football fans. So we are, we might start off life, when we start off this game of life, we're playing the football game, right? We're playing, we might think that we're being the ball to begin with. We act like the ball, we're being kicked around, okay? And then we're blaming, going, why is everything happening to me, right? Then we get that little bit more awareness, and then we start going, oh, okay, right, we become the football player. We've got that more awareness going, okay, actually, I am going to direct where the ball's going to go, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to pass that other player. Going to make sure, in fact, in order to get to the net, I need to do these X, Y, Z moves, right? And then it's actually not just the player, but you become the football pitch itself. So you are the football pitch, and you have that awareness of everything that's going around it and on it. And then that's where that obviously, is where we'd love to get to. It's like being the mountain, right? We want to get to that stage, that level of awareness. But the more practices, the more kind of tools that we have that can help us and support us, will help along that way.
As you said earlier, I mean, that's one thing I ask my clients a lot. It's to be aware of their words, which word they use, because I have some clients, they if I ask them how are you doing, and they say, well, I'm fine, it doesn't mean anything. I'm
fine. Yes,
I'm fine. Okay, so what does it mean for you to be fine? Oh, but well, I don't have any pain. Okay, so we need to work on the vocabulary because that's not enough. It's if you say fine a lot of times, or okay, good, I will say that fine is the most hiding place. When we start to say I'm okay, it means that there is some lower energy, usually, or heavier energy in some ways. Good is in between. It's a bit clearer than fine, but it's still kind of, it's a little vague still. So if you find yourself using a lot of I'm fine, just check on, okay, what does it mean for me fine? If you check and if you hear, well, I'm not in pain, it is not enough. I can tell you that I'm not in pain just mean that you don't feel.
Yeah.
It's, do you feel when you're hungry? Literally, do you feel when you're thirsty? And if you check on these body signals, do I receive these body signals often enough? Like if I'm thirsty and I feel really thirsty, well, that's too late. You didn't hear the signals before. Okay. If your tummy is rumbling because it's hungry, again, that's already too late in some ways. You didn't hear the signals before. Okay. And if you start exploring a bit more on that, you will start receiving more signals on how you're really doing. If you feel any sadness, like just pick some types of sadness because you think of something, because you have a conversation with someone, you're going to understand better your reactions also. But exploring your words, really be aware of the words you use every day, and also to the persons you're talking to. Because you're going to have different words to your partner, to your kids, to your colleagues, to your boss. It's going to be a different way, a different posture. So it's really interesting when you start to be aware of your words, and you're going to find out how you really feel. How you feel your life, not just how you think your life, but really how you feel your life. And if you are a relax really person and just enjoy the flow, yeah, good for you. I don't think you don't probably need us. But if you realize that, hey, I'm not so much in the flow, I'm resisting, there is some resistance there, and there is some patterns I notice that comes back, reactive patterns that comes back, or pain, repetitive pain, please contact us, because that means you're not in the right flow for yourself right now. Okay, so it's really, we're asking you to just start with being aware. Do you feel anything, and what do you feel? And exploring your words. What are the usual words? What are the usual sentences? Especially as parents, we always have some. So,
And also
because we
increase your vocabulary as well. The more you speak, you use words, which is really good for the neurons. The firing of the neurons. The more we use, the more words we can use. That's healthy for for us in so many ways. But
it's a brain gymnastic.
We are here to support. If they've got any questions, anything, our retreat is on the 14th of October. So it's coming up, and 14th of October, and it's just going to be a really nourishing and yummy day. I mean, I think that's the words I could use to describe.
Exactly, because it's really on senses
and safe.
It's adjusting, it's realizing where we have blocks and how we can stimulate our senses, our posture, our energy centers through different tools, and see what is the best tool for you right now. Also,
and be around some other amazing women. And it's a small group. We've purposely kept it small, so it's intimate. So everyone will be seen, held, and heard in this group. So we hope that you can join us.
Yeah. And if you have any questions in between, you can DM us directly on Instagram, and probably find the link in our bios. And more questions, more answers will come. So we are looking forward to just guiding you into this retreat. As we said, any message, any questions, please do feel free to ask. And we wish you really to have a wonderful day, and hopefully to see you on the 14th in real. This is the card.
The card to remember, the Healing Lagoon. So don't forget, rejuvenate, recovery, time to heal. It is safe to stop.
Yes.
And with that, lots and lots of love, and we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Bye.